Okay, this particular story regarding that Benghazi report, I think it's pretty important, and I'm not a big Bill O'Reilly fan, though. I do like, for whatever reason, I like Charles Krauthammer, even though I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. But in this particular story, especially at the end, I have to say that I agree with both of them. The Republicans were trying to use the Benghazi massacre, if you want to call it that, to go after Hillary Clinton in order to try to derail her from her run for the presidency. They picked the wrong target. They should have gone after Obama and Pannetta for their role in what happened here. And I'll clean this up at the end of this particular video.
And that's a memo. Now for the top story reaction, joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. And you say?
I say it's rather unfortunate that we're seeing everything through the prism of hurting or helping Hillary Clinton. In other words, presidential prospects. This is an event that is very unusual. First killing of an ambassador since 1979. This is a national issue. It's not a partisan issue. The report that Trey Gowdy has put out only peripherally talks about Hillary Clinton. Everybody wants to talk about her role. She isn't one of the roles, but the real story is here. The failure of the chain of command, starting with the president, going to Secretary Pannetta, and going down to the Joint Chiefs. The president had a meeting with Pannetta and the Joint Chief of Staff commander at about 5, 6 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, they ordered, apparently Pannetta said, this is Eastern time, ordered everything be done to help them. Nothing was done until it was all over. But here's the worst part. What Cummings and other Democrats will say, it wouldn't have made any difference anyway.
All right, let me stop right there. I agree with Charles and O'Reilly on this. If the president orders everything that can be done to be done, i.e., that's military action in order to protect your ambassador. And then the Secretary of Defense claims he ordered everything that could be done to be done. And his order goes down to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I want to know who the hell stopped anything and everything that could be done to be done, because nothing was done. So obviously there was a breakdown in the lines of communication. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody that didn't follow my order to do whatever they could in order to help or protect my people in this situation, if they're military, their asses need to be court-martialed, and if they're civilians, their asses need to be fired. I would go so far as to say prosecuted, because this is bullshit. If your commander gives you an order, a legal order, especially an order to go out and protect your fellow citizens, and you don't follow that order, your ass should be on the line, and it should be in a sling. And that's just the way that I feel about it.
That is completely irrelevant. The reason is, yes, in hindsight, we know they wouldn't have gotten there in time. But at the time,
they didn't know.
Nobody knew when it was going to end.
Exactly.
It could have gone 10 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours.
Right.
How can you not send help when the ambassador was missing?
But it's even bigger than that. How can the military not obey a direct order from the Secretary of Defense, which he says was backed up by the President and Secretary of State Clinton? How can the military not obey that order?
Exactly. So that's why somebody's ass should be on the line on this. Somebody's ass needs to be court-martialed, depending, and it can go all the way down, to the guy that orders, your troops or whatever onto a plane. But wherever that order stopped, that guy should be gone. And I mean gone in a hurry. And it should be publicized.
That should be the big investigation. Who defied it?
I agree with you. The other is, where was the president during those 6 hours? He's in the Situation Room, nicely on camera during the Bin Laden raid, which is essentially out of his hands the minute he launched it. But yet here in a situation that is changing, fluctuating, requires presidential or at least secretarial instructions, nowhere to be seen. That's the...
I got to agree with him on that. If you are monitoring a situation where you have given orders, and especially in a situation like this where, your people are under attack, you don't leave that goddamn Situation Room. You want updates. And I was thinking about this the other night. You want updates at least every 30 minutes. Maybe you give a little longer as the order runs down the chain, but at a minimum, you want updates every 30 minutes on where everything is. And apparently, he didn't ask for any, and he damn sure didn't get any. Otherwise, I believe, action would have been taken. So he dropped the ball, and so did Pannetta.
Handle, and that's what we don't know.
Final question. Do you believe that Benghazi will hurt Hillary Clinton in any way?
The answer is no, because number one, Trey Gowdy can't push it because he only mentioned her name a couple of times, and it's clear that she didn't have anything to do with this fuck up. Two, if you're a Clinton hater, you ain't, you're still a Clinton hater, so that's not going to, do you any good. And if you're in the middle and you didn't have an opinion, which I can't see how most people didn't have an opinion, but let's say you didn't have an opinion, there's nothing here in order to push you in one direction or the other.
It's already hurt Hillary Clinton, adding to the general perception of her as untrustworthy, as somebody who was not in command at the time and who essentially lies to cover up what she has to do, or prevaricates. Doesn't have to be an outright lie. I don't think it's going to add much to that. It cements that. So I think you were right. Those who have a preconception about her, that's who she is, this will be reinforced. Otherwise not. But I think the effect of this report will be marginal on her, but it should have a major effect on how we view Obama's conducting military affairs in real time and the failures here up and down the line, which are quite astonishing.
All right, so Charles, I disagree with you. She wasn't in charge. It was Obama and Pannetta that were in charge at that point, so that part comes out. As far as all the lying and the cover-up, hey, look, I'm not stupid either. There was bullshit going on here, and people were out there covering their asses. It's just a question of, who and how much ass covering was being done. I think Susan Rice got a raw deal on this, because I honestly believe that whatever decisions were made, basically our intelligence agencies were the ones that gave her talking points, and she basically just went with those. And as we have found out, those talking points were changing left, right, up, and down. So I think she's an innocent body here. Clinton, she's got a little something to do with this, but it's really Obama and Pannetta who should have had their asses on the hot seat. And obviously, since it's confirmed that they gave orders to help, it's the guys underneath them that should be fried, and that's who the Republicans, that's who the American people actually should be going after, because if they stop those orders, their asses need to be court-martialed.